Well, what can I say? The last 4 or 5 weeks have been absolutely hectic. Honestly, it's like, you know about my problems with my camera and my computer and my utility vehicle getting written off. But there's also been some good things. For example, the 3-day art trail. I didn't sell a lot, but I sold a few little smaller pieces and that, and I've got a lot of feedback for my workshop that's coming up this Saturday, tomorrow. Oh, Rick's come back and he's had a look at my computer, and it's terminal. So he's going to get a new hard drive and going to reinstall Windows and go back to scratch, because the computer's not that old. But on the positive side, I've managed to get a drawing completed during all the turmoil, and it is very good to be back. I'm Robbie Greer, and this is Rusticated Art. So a couple of weeks ago, if you've been following along, I started to do the inking on this original drawing that I did for the Pioneer Village of the old boar truck, the Thames Trader, that was rigged up to go around to all the different farmers and that, and do a bit of drilling holes for water. And then they'd come along and put their windmill up to be able to draw the water from the hole. Now, of course, all these wonderful old pieces of machinery, the old trucks here and tractors and buildings and that, they've all been donated by people. And this lovely old girl was donated by the Kolodziejski family. And I think that they've donated a few other things as well. They're a very well known and respected family in the area, involved in all sorts of community affairs. We have one now that's on the council, the local council. Brett Kolodziejski. And I hope I'm saying that name correctly. I'll be finding out soon anyway, because Brett has kindly agreed to do an interview with me. So I'm really looking forward to that. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just going around doing the hinges on the gate there and just putting in little bits just to give it a bit more detail, a bit more realistic looking. Now I'm just going really lightly here, just sort of touching the paper. Now I don't know how long this old truck's been at the museum, the Pioneer Village and Museum, but I think it hasn't been there for that long, because I don't remember seeing it there when I first started coming to the village. Yeah, I'll try and remember to ask Brett when we do the interview. So I've already drawn quite a few of the old buildings here. Now I want to go back, I'm here to draw as much as I can, because I've still got the church to draw, the school, the old schoolhouse, the office, and there are other places with things like the old, not so much a hospital, but it's got all the old, medical things that they used to use back in the day. Now I've had to get out my old magnifying glass here, because I'm just drawing a chain and I can't really see without the help of the magnifying glass to see the links, so I'm going to put the chain links. Now if you're interested in learning how to draw a chain, I do have a video in my Funtimes family art playlist all about how to draw a realistic looking chain. I'm not really trying to draw a chain to stand out, because it's you wouldn't see the detail in reality, not from that distance, but it's got to look a little bit like the shape of a chain. And it always amazes me just how much the eyes actually see without seeing the whole thing. You can they sort of work it out for you between the eyes and your brain somehow. And this is an old chain, so it's got a few sort of knots in it and some twists and turns, and a bit of rope in there as well. And of course, when I'm drawing these, although I work from a photo, a reference photo, but I don't stick to that. That's my neighbour's dog Oscar barking away in the background there, in the sense that I look for shapes, because really the eye only picks up shapes, and then that sort of works it out to what it actually is. There's just a box underneath the tray of the truck. I suppose they used to throw all their tools and that in there, but they need it on the job. I really enjoy using my fineliner pens because it just gives it a different. It gives the photo or the picture, the drawing, gives it a lot more depth. It gives it a different look. Things stand out a lot clearer because with the graphite, and I love drawing in graphite, things tend to get a little bit sort of not so sharp, sort of a little bit smudged, I suppose is what I want to word for it, because that's how I create the images, by going over them, layering them, using the blending stump to soften them, one layer at a time, and then slowly building the drawing up. And that's great, I love it. But I find that when you just go with the pen, the fine line pen, it really brings things out and it creates more depth. And of course you've got to be bold when you start using the ink, because once it's down, that's it, it's there for good. It's not going to come off. I'm just putting in the rig there that's holding all the machinery together, all the bits and pieces that are required to make the drill work. I still don't know how that works. I don't know if it actually drills it, or I don't think it hammers it in. It must have some way that it makes it turn. I couldn't see that when I looked at it at the village. I must find out about that. Using my ruler, because although I don't like straight lines, it pays to use a ruler to keep things where they should be. And when I say I don't like straight lines, I don't like ruled straight lines, but in this particular instance it sort of has to be. It seems like there's a lot of wires and pulleys that make all this work. Brilliant engineering. And like I said, all I'm looking for is shapes, because I have no idea what each piece is used for. There's just lots of pieces being used. I mean, it'd be safe to say that if you look at that, you can see it's some sort of a motor, a mechanical device. And it's important just to make sure we get all those different pieces in there, because there's a lot more going on than what we can see. And I really hope you're finding this relaxing. I find it's the most relaxing thing in the world for me to do. Is just sit here and draw, and I'm hoping you're finding the same experience just from watching. So let me know in the comments if you're feeling it too. Well, once again, I think it's about that time where I stop talking. And depending on what part of the world you're in, grab a glass or a cup of your favourite drink, put your feet up, relax to the beautiful music, think about the wonderful weekend ahead, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, thanks for watching it through to the end, you know. I really appreciate that. And I hope you found this drawing nice and relaxing. At least as relaxing as I found creating it. Now I noticed at the end it wasn't until I was just I was in post and I just realised that I hadn't finished the tyre, the left-hand tyre on the truck. Did you notice that? Let me know in the comments if you did. Oh, you're all going to say you noticed it now I've said it. And that was quite a lot in these tutorials because I don't get enough time to actually finish them, because well, they're finished, but I like to go back over them. If it's a commission or if it's a drawing that I'm doing and there's no time constraint, I usually go back over them and find bits and pieces. Like even when I used to do the markets and you know, when there's a little bit of downtime, and that gives me a chance to catch up on finishing some of these pieces. Well, anyway, it's great to be back. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Same time, same place.